Good morning, my dear children, and I welcome you all for the English online classes. Today, we are going to start the last activity sheet, that is sheet 12. Linking lessons are 6.3 and 6.4. 6.3 Gene Technology, 6.4 Solar Flare. So first one is you read these lines. We have to read the line and then you have to solve the questions given below, like how we were doing in the previous sheets. So I'll be reading the stanza for you. It is the stanza from the poem 6.4 Solar Flare. Listening to the stanza, you people have to find out the answers related to the questions given below. Okay, so let's start. I told him I would try and make them listen. It's not too late to right the wrongs we have done. When all the world has raised their hands and risen, perhaps we will see a smile upon the sun. So the first question is, who does him in the first line refer to? Who does him in the first line refer to? In the solar flare about whom we were talking about the sun. So him in the first line refer to the sun. Okay. In the same way, second question, who does them in the first line refer to? So in the first line, them means who? Them in the first line refers to human beings, to mankind. Okay. So in this way, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh and eighth questions you people will do by yourselves. Sixth one, if you want, I can tell you. Give the infinitive. Give the infinitive. V1. I told you verb 3 forms. First form, second form and third form. So give the infinitive V1 form of raised and risen. Okay. So raised, it's the V2 form. Verb second form it is. So we have to tell the verb first form. So what will be the verb first form for raised? It will be raise. And because it is infinitive, so what should come over here? To. To raise. Why we have put up over here to? Because infinitive means to should come before the verb. And what is the raised first form of verb? It is raise. Raise, raised, raised. Okay, like that. In the same way, risen. Risen is the third form of rise. Rise, rose, risen. It is like that. So it is third form of the verb, V3. So we have to form the first form. So what it will be? It will be rise. Okay, and as it is infinitive, I told you infinitive means before the word verb we had put over there to. So it will be raised, to raise, risen, to rise. Okay, in this way you people have to solve the rest. Next, rewrite each sentence beginning with the given words. Here you have to write down the sentences given with the beginning words. Okay, so as you can see, this kind of a question also we have done earlier. It's not too late to right the wrongs. You have to start with it's not so. So how we will write down? It's not so late to right the wrongs in this way. Okay. Second one, 100 years ago I was the hero. So I was the hero, comma, 100 years ago. Here A will be small. In this way we will be writing down first and second. So it will be I was the hero, comma, 100 years ago. In the same way you people will solve third, fourth, fifth and sixth question. Next you see, rearrange the words to make sentences. You have to rearrange. These are the jumble words. So this will be a homework. And these kinds of questions, it's very important because 1 or 2 questions comes in your exam also. So the first one is news recently, a lot, food in the has been. So how it will be? Food has been in the news a lot recently. So it will be food has been in the news a lot recently. Okay, so in this way, the rest you people will be solving by yourselves. The next you see, there is one mistake in each line of the prose passage given below. Underline the mistake and write it correctly on the given space. So this is underline the mistakes and write the correct one. So we will be underlining GM foods. It is plural and is given. Is we are using for singular. So it will come over here. Are. GM foods are becoming more and more common. More and more common. Many of the potatoes. No, it is most of the potatoes. Most of the potatoes and soya beans we eat these days. These days are genetically modified. Spelling is wrong, genetically. GENETICALLY. Genetically modified. So it is. So it is the large proportion of the maize or corn use. No, it will be used. Used in our breakfast, cereals and biscuits. Biscuits spelling is wrong. BISCUITS. Biscuits. It will be like this. Okay. Next one, supply each sentence a suitable ending from those given below. These are the options. You just have to do the correct matching. So for that, what you have to do is that you have to read the question and the correct option you have to write in front of it. Okay, so first one is, he told me that. He told me that when you are gone. No. A fairy of a ball, flame. A fairy ball of flame. No. Are yet to be resolved. No. Supermarkets at a fast rate. No. Over what they eat and drink. No. The planet Earth was drowning. Yes. So the first option will be, he told me that the planet Earth was drowning. So in this way, you people will be doing the rest by matching the sentences. Okay. Your next one is vowel pairs, digraphs and diphthongs. So this is your next topic. Before starting the topic, we will first of all discuss about vowel pairs, digraphs and diphthongs. So first one, the term digraph and diphthong are common terms. They are the common terms, dear children, in the reading world. Okay. At Ritzter's workshops on spelling or phonics, we find that many people are confused about difference between the two terms. Many people say that digraph and diphthongs are same, but they are different. And what is the difference? The clear difference is that digraphs are letters and diphthongs are sounds. That you keep in your mind, that digraphs are letters. By seeing the letters, we are identifying. Okay, and diphthongs, they are sound. By hearing, we are identifying. Okay, again I am repeating. Digraphs means in which we are seeing two vowels, or we are seeing two or three whatever vowels which are coming together. They are known as digraphs. Okay, and diphthongs means the hearing time. When we listen any of the word, and while listening how many vowels we can able to hear, that is your diphthong. Again I am repeating. While writing, okay, while writing, when we see the letters of vowel, they are digraphs. When we see two vowels together, they are digraphs. Okay, when we see two vowel letters together, they are digraphs. And while pronunciation, after pronunciating any of the word, when we listen the sound of the vowel, okay, how many sounds of the vowel, how many vowels you are able to listen while pronunciating any of the word, that is known as your diphthong. So that what is given, the morphemes or meaningful word parts in each word help us remember their meanings. Both words are derived from Greek. Okay, so these all things are given over here. So let's start over here. A digraph is two letters that spell one sound. You should refer this para and this para. Okay, leave this para. So a digraph is two letters that spell one sound. Digraphs that spell consonant sound include the letters pairs as SH, CH, TH, WH, CK, PH, NG. These kinds of we have done earlier also in the activity sheets if you remember. Digraphs that spell vowel sounds include the letter pairs as AI, AY, EE, all these etc. The most important thing to remember is that a digraph is made of two letters. And although the letters spell a sound, the digraph is the two letters, not the sound. Okay, they are the letters, they are not the sound. We shouldn't hear and we shouldn't identify whether they are digraph or diphthongs. We have to see that how many letters are there, and according to the letters only we'll be identifying that these are digraphs, and while we listening we'll be identifying that they are diphthongs. So a diphthong is a special kind of vowel sound. See, most vowel sound in English are made with the mouth in one position and with one pure sound. These vowel sounds are called monophthongs, or mono means one and thong means sound. So a diphthong is one vowel sound. They are only one vowel sound formed by the combination of two vowel sounds. A diphthong begins as one vowel sound and move towards another, such as the vowel sound in coin or loud. So diphthongs can be contrasted with two monophthong vowel sound together that form two syllables, such as in chaos, trag, violin, all these. Okay. So when teaching reading, the two vowel sound most commonly identifies as diphthongs are OI and OW. And the most common spellings for the vowel sound are OY, that is toy, and OY void. And the most common spellings for OW is cow, cloud, loud. Okay. So the fact that these two diphthongs are usually spelled with digraphs may explain the confusion between the terms. So here you can see the vowel pairs. They are the long silent AI, AY, EA, double E, all these are vowel pairs. Vowel digraphs are double O, EA, EI. These are just examples, okay? And these are the diphthongs, OY, OW, all this. Here the meaning is given. A diphthong occurs when there are two separate vowel sounds within the same syllable. Indeed, the word diphthong comes from the Greek word diphthongos, which means two sounds or two tones. Okay, and it is also known as a gliding vowel because the one sound literally glides into another, it goes into another. And the words like boy, because, raw, and even out are examples of words that contain diphthongs. Diphthongs can be composed of one or two vowels, like boy, oi is coming, and that O is your vowel. See here, many examples of diphthongs are given. AW. So how many words we have made with AW? Straw, law, hawk, claw, crawl, saw. With AU, author, cause, pause, because, fault, hall. EU, brew, chew, blew, stew, few, due. Double O, food, bamboo, shampoo, zoo. Okay, then OI, boil, coin, oil. OY, boy, toy, coy, joy. OW, growl, down, how, cow. OU, ouch, loud, cloud, round. All these are the examples of diphthongs. Now see in your book, page number 93, whatever I have explained, it is given there also in a very easy language. That is vowel pairs, digraphs and diphthongs. First of all, vowel pairs. When two vowels come together to make one long vowel sound, we call it as vowel pair. And the first vowel stands for the long sound and the second vowel is silent. So the easy language you heard, that what is vowel pair? When two vowels, you know the vowels A, E, I, O, U, they are the vowels. So when two vowels, it comes together to make one long sound, that is known as vowel pair. And in this, the first vowel that stands for the long sound and the second will be the silent vowel. Like for example, boat. So that O is the long O, is it? And A is silent. Tree. First E is long. Pie. That I is long. Leaf. E is long. A is silent. Train. A is long. I is silent. Tray. A long. Y silent. Answer. So that what is your vowel pair. You have to give examples by yourself. Okay. related, like boat, what you can write on boat, coat, tree, free, pie, tie, like that you people have to give. Next, vowel diagrams. When two vowels coming together can make a long or short sound or have a special sound of their own, we call it vowel digraph. Like the vowel digraph O stands for the vowel sound we hear in the book, pool. And the vowel digraph EA can stand for the short E sound we hear in bread. The vowel digraph AW and AU have the sound we hear in saw and caught. And the vowel digraph EI can have a long sound we hear in ate. So give some other examples for each of the vowel digraphs. See here already one example given, you people have to do by yourself. Cook. So you can make many. Cook can be book, took, food, hook. Okay. Root, shoot, hoot, boot, paw, law, raw, saw, daughter, caught, taught, laughter, night, height, weight, ate, in which we have taken all the underlined vowels. Okay. Next, vowel diphthongs. I told you in vowel diphthongs what we are seeing. When two vowels blend together to make one sound, we call it a vowel diphthong. Okay, which together makes one sound. Like boy. So it will be boy. Boya we are not saying. Is it? Boy we are not saying. It is boy. So it is two vowel, but it is, while listening we can able to hear two vowels are coming, but it is making only one sound. Owl. So like that. Scout, stew. In this way. So can you give some other examples of diphthong? Yes, you can give. So that will be your homework. Like one I will tell you toy, toy, then joy. In this way, for all these also you have to make examples. Next question. Read each sentence carefully. Choose the words with vowel digraph, O or EA. Put each word in the correct group. So first of all you have to underline. Okay, like in first line what it is, looked, O, noon, O, stood, O, classroom, O, weather, EA, cool, O. In this way you people have to do 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th underlining. And then after underlining what you have to do, you have to separate it according to the header. O as in book, O as in pool, EA as in bread. So book will be looked. Looked can come over here. Pool. So it will be cool. Cool can come over here. Bread. So it will be weather. WEATHER. Keep in your mind here the short O is coming. Short O. Looked. Stood. Like this. And here long one is coming. Pool. Cool. Noon. Like that. Classroom, school. So the first line first will be your short O, second will be your long O, and third you just have to see EA and you have to write on. Okay. Next question. Circle each word that has a vowel digraph. Then write each word in the correct group. Here also you have to do the same thing. First of all you will be underlining or circling, and then you have to bifurcate. Like first August, Paul, lawn. Okay, in this way you will be underlining, and then you have to do the separation over here. Like here it is book. This is the short O. Short O will come over here. Moon. So here long O's will come over. Okay, like short means looked, good. All this will come over here. Cool, pool. In this way you have to solve. Next will be your homework, because here it's given that read each clue, choose the word from the box that matches the clue and write in the given space. So you just have to match and you have to write. Like the first one, a form of money. What can be a form of money? Coins. In this way you have to do. Okay. The last page, phonics through reading. This will be your homework. You just have to read the paragraph. Okay. And then you have to fill in this blanks. Understood? Read the paragraph carefully and then fill up the blanks according to the paragraph. I hope I'm clear to everyone. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. Thank you, dear children. Have a nice day ahead.